Alright, this is a disclaimer before I start this video. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I someone you should be taking life advice from. Anything said in this video is meant for comedic purposes and may or may not be based on true events. That being said, if you are too fucking stupid with your money, do not listen to me. Okay? Cool. Investing. What is the key to financial success? I don't know. Probably graduating from high school, going to university to get a degree, to put yourself in a specific career that you take an interest in, work your way up over the course of 20, 30-ish years, consistently put money away into a retirement fund, and hopefully retire in your late 50s, early 60s, something like that. Fuck that. Here's what you should do. Listen up, kids. Smoke a bunch of fucking weed so you get so high you think it's a good idea to attend a graphic design program in an online art school instead of a real art school. Because your parents aren't happy that you still live at home in your 20s and you're not doing much with your life, so you decide online classes sound better than in-person classes. So you enroll and sign your life away, not really knowing what you're getting yourself into, and about 2 or 3 months into it, you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck is this? You maybe start to realize that the school might be a scam, a legal scam because technically you didn't read the fine print and they delivered exactly what they said they would. You were just too stoned to realize it while signing the documents. You know, one day, maybe, don't hold your breath, I might make an entirely separate video dedicated to my time at this art school. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to go too in depth. Just know that you were paying 30 grand for YouTube videos. That's pretty much the gist of it. But your mom's just happy that you're doing something with your life. Do that for about 2 years, and within those 2 years, start a YouTube channel on the side, praying that it works. Make 2 YouTube videos claiming that you're gonna make more, which is a fucking lie, because you didn't realize that you only have access to Adobe Animate through the school's discounted Creative Cloud. And eventually, you'll get to the web development program, and you realize that that shit's hard as fuck. And showing up to class stoned every day probably wasn't the greatest idea. Eventually, you decide that you want to drop out. So you write an email to student services basically saying, yeah, this ain't for me. I'm out. Don't tell my mom, though. So now that you're $30,000 in debt and a college dropout, probably going to start to panic, maybe have a mental breakdown, question what you're doing with your life, while also lying to your parents saying that you did graduate, then apply for a general laborer job, barely making over minimum wage because your student loans are going to start kicking in a couple months and you don't have any money. At this point, the situation that you've put yourself in might start to sink in. You're going to feel like you've hit rock bottom. So what do? Do you tell your parents the truth? Do you admit defeat? Do you go back and get your degree? Fuck no. You go get a job on the oil rigs making some real fucking money, obviously. But I don't want to go away from home 2 weeks at a time working 12-hour shifts every day for 2 weeks straight outside in the cold, especially in Canadian winter when it gets to like minus 40. That really just doesn't sound like the life I want to live for myself. Too fucking bad. You're a fucking pussy. This is the life you set yourself up for. You don't have any other choice. These are your options. So you apply for a roughneck position in the middle of Canadian winter, driving 4 hours away from home to shit your pants on your first shift because you're just a scared little boy who wants nothing more but to go home because everyone else around you out here thinks you're soft as baby shit and just a weak little pussy. Second shift in, you're probably thinking to yourself, what made you make these decisions to put yourself at this point? And if, and I mean if, you make it to the end of your hitch, you're probably telling yourself that you're never going to do this again, and nothing will ever convince you to come back and work in this hellhole. There isn't a single thing anyone could possibly say to you to Maybe one more hitch wouldn't hurt. So now that you're 3 or 4 hitches into it, how do you feel? Yeah, that sounds about right. But the money. The fucking money. Bro, dude, if like money is the root of all evil, then send me to hell today.
Right now, today.
Money shouldn't be the only reason you work a job. You know, you should really strive on what benefits your mental health. I don't give a fuck, dude. Mental health doesn't pay my fucking water bill. Like it or not, you need money, dude. And if I can make this kind of money doing this type of shit, granted, it sucks, but it's fucking good money for the time being. Like, did you not remember the part where I said I'm $30,000 in debt? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I need this money. Let's run it up. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Hold on. You only need to be here long enough to pay that off. Quicker you do that, the quicker you can leave. That's the goal. So you continue on, working the next hitch after the next hitch, and eventually, 6 months later, you've done it. You've saved up enough money to pay off your student debts. Congratulations. You can now leave. You can return back to normal society. However, every single dollar that you've made up to this point hasn't been yours. No. It has technically been the government's. You haven't made any actual money out here. You've just been paying off your debts. But now that's gone. You're all paid up. Anything you make from this point onwards is now your money to spend. So why not stay? Why not make some more money? You've already made it this far. What's a couple more hitches? So you stick to that grind. Keep making more money and more money and more and more and even more money. So much money that you don't even know what to do with, which is a fucking lie. You know exactly what you could spend this money on. You could buy a new car. You could buy drugs. But the one thing to remember, the one thing you really should remember, is that this kind of money doesn't last forever. And you really should do something with it. So what do you do with it? That's where the title of this video comes in. You probably should invest it. That'd be the smart thing to do. But how the fuck do you learn about investing? The stock market is intimidating. Have you ever wandered onto Wall Street Bets on Reddit? You remember the whole GameStop situation? Like, they don't make it seem like a great idea. You see guys losing their life savings in a couple seconds. Do you go back to school, take an investing class? Fuck no. You just got out of student debt. You're really gonna relapse back into that shithole? But the one thing that you did learn from your scam school is that there's a lot of shit that you can learn for free on YouTube. So watch some YouTube videos, learn some shit, figure out the type of investing that you want to be doing. For me, I did dividend investing. From this point onwards, I'm strictly going to be talking about Canadian investing because, well, I'm a Canadian and I don't know anything about US investing accounts. Roth IRA, 401k, I don't know. We're strictly talking about Canadian investing accounts here, all right? Once you've figured out some shit, which I'm not here to teach you how to do it, I'm just here to tell you the story of how I did it. Open a TFSA, which stands for a tax-free savings account. Figure out your contribution limit. It's not hard. It's basically based off the year you turned 18 and how much money you can put into this account. Dump money into the account and buy some stocks. Don't randomly just buy stocks, but do your own research. Figure out what to buy. The one thing you should note is that you should never day trade in your TFSA. Your tax-free savings account is meant to invest money to grow on itself so that one day eventually you can take out your profits tax-free. That being said, if you day trade in your TFSA and you do too well, you're going to get hit with a tax bill regardless. The government will come collect their check because the government doesn't want you to win. Once your TFSA is maxed out, you then can move to your FHSA, which stands for First Homes Savings Account. This one's pretty simple. Basically, it's meant for first-time home buyers. As soon as you open it, you're allowed to contribute $8,000, and every year that passes, you're allowed to add another $8,000 onto that until a lifetime max of $40,000. You cannot put any more money after that point, and this account can't be open for longer than 15 years. The idea is max it out as fast as possible, which would be 5 years, and then you should have a decent down payment towards your first house. Once your FHSA is maxed out, open up an RRSP, which stands for Registered Retirement Savings Plan. A lot of people have these with the companies they work for. Figure out your contribution limit, basically 18% of your previous year's income before taxes. There is still a cap if you make a lot of money, which if you do, you're not watching this video. Anyway, those are the three main tax advantage accounts that you should be maxing out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to me if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out. Some investing YouTuber told me all this shit and I believed him. Okay? Like, do your own research. Don't take my word as fact. Basically, the goal is to get $100,000 invested ASAP because compound interest doesn't really do fuck all before $100,000. So where does this leave us? Honestly, I don't know because I'm still figuring it out. Hopefully all my investments take off in the future and all this hard work pays off. Or I can become YouTube famous and just draw stupid fucking videos for money. That'd be cool, but I'm not counting on that. Anyway, the next video is coming soon, in 2045, so I'll see you there.